I just got I just got in the Silver Star. It's pretty cool. So I just got back to the van, and it's cracking tonight. I do have to say I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, but it is just a con.
Flashlight? There should be flashlights on the walkie-talkies.
Anyhow, um, the steady line of cars coming from Chocolate Thunder tonight. I'm tired. I'm run down. I can't do a third night of this shit. I mean, I've been out here a week. Tomorrow, I can't do a third night of just hardcore wheeling an event. I've been up in the mix. I've somehow, I wouldn't say created a name. I'm famous. There was a point at some point the other night. I don't know, a couple nights ago. I was standing on top of a Jeep at Backdoor doing content and video and whatever, and that particular instance has come back, videos and pictures and whatnot. So I'm kind of famous in that way as the one-legged man in green standing on top of the Jeep at Backdoor. But I don't know if I can do another night. This is me basically done for right now. Let me flip the camera around. But here's what's going on at a Backdoor, or I'm sorry, Chocolate Thunder. That's pretty crazy. So, I'm gonna chill here with Hanky. Oh man, he's sucked back in there. How about you, man? I'm a good boy. I see you, buddy. Anyhow, we're gonna, I think, chill for tonight. I don't know. I'm gonna rest for at least an hour. We'll see where it goes. But I'm run down. Uh, King of the Hammer's been awesome. This year has been, I'd say this year, this first year. This event's been a freaking amazing event. I met a lot of really cool people, and I'm gonna say right now, I wouldn't come to this event unless I came with a group. Like coming solo to King of the Hammers, you could be looking from the outside in and not really get the full what it's about. Like you can go to Burning Man solo and go from camp to camp. They all have their themes and they're open and they encourage people to wander around. But out here, it's not kind of not like that. But you go to the events like Chocolate Thunder right now is happening here at King of the Hammer. It's a constant line of cars, but going to the camps is a little different, and I mean that's just how it is now with the world, and how people feel with other people coming into their personal spaces. But all in all, this has been an awesome event. Um, I would just encourage you coming with a group, unless you're a social person. If you're social, you'll do all right. Getting around, meeting people. I'm not a social person, but I've done really well actually. Um, this particular event, just mingling around with people and talking with people. Uh, that's how I've learned kind of what's going on at King of the Hammers, is talking to the people that have been here time and time again for several years. They kind of know what's going on and what's changed and kind of the places to go. I'm going to tell you right now, being the first time at King of the Hammers, Chocolate Thunder's where it's at. You want to watch the races, Chocolate Thunder. You want to go see the mayhem in the night with all the people and just smashing rigs in the carnage, which I will post up fucking here in the next few days. That's where it's at. Chocolate Thunder's where it's at. Backdoor's cool, but Chocolate Thunder's where it's at. Backdoor's it's like a stadium. I would say Backdoor's like it's setting the stage. It's like the pre-event. It's like the pre-game talk show of Chocolate Thunder. So you get everyone all over there. It's like a Coliseum grandstand. You kind of get everyone around. It's like seating. It's setting the stage perfectly. You can get a lot of spectators in there in a safe manner too. They're not down in the mix, kind of like where I was. They're off to the side. You can have kids. You can be in the mix, but not be in the mix. So it's kind of cool. It gives you a little bit of the feeling, the perspective, but not so much of the danger. And then when it's all said and done, you can take your kids, jump in your Jeep, and go back to camp. So this is, I would say, to an extent, a kid-friendly, family-friendly event. During the day, absolutely. At night, questionable. We get a little wild in the evenings. The alcohol flows and whatnot. There is a lot of law enforcement out here for sure. But what I've noticed with the law enforcement is they're on the main drag. They're, I've seen them out, like on Chocolate Thunder, I guarantee they're out there on the mountain, but all in all, they're not, what I have noticed, not like horribly harassing people for no reason. It seems to be helmets. Helmets seem to be the big one, actually. They're looking for people drinking and driving, obviously. So they're trying to keep it safe. And I do have to say, overall, with law enforcement being involved with an event, they seem to be handling it pretty good. Keeping it safe, and I appreciate that. As much as I don't really care for law enforcement at times, I do appreciate the fact that they're keeping everything pretty safe out here, especially for all the families that come out here to try to enjoy the event and expect it to be somewhat safe. But it is off-road King of the Hammers. Come on now. But we're just chilling in the van. I think we're done for the evening. As much as I'd like to go up and get in the mix of everything again, I think we're going to chill. The drone, though, we done wrecked the drone the other night. Was it last night or the night before last? So it's chilling. It's in a little bit of a, we'll call it, it's in this resting state. It fell about 300 feet. So I need to go through it and make sure everything is, I didn't feel comfortable putting it in the air. It will fly right now, but I don't feel comfortable with, I lost a prop. It literally came off mid-flight. So I need to check out the whole machine now that it's actually hit the ground. There's certain things I just need to replace just to make sure that it's not compromised. But flying it over a group of people out here at King of the Hammers is not a good idea. But yeah, dude, I'm watching the steady. It's just insane watching the traffic in the middle of Johnson Valley, California is where we're at right now. And literally, it should be pitch black out here right now with a couple of lights on the horizon up in the mountains. There's actual people that live on the outskirts. But overall, Johnson Valley is at OH. It's public lands. So it butts right up to, I don't know, a military base of some sort. So after the event, I believe within a week, this all needs to be cleared out, and the military is basically taking control of the area, and they're doing military exercises for the next, I don't know, however long. So, pretty cool area. I would say kind of like Burning Man, but just different. So this is more obtainable. Burning Man is a little more difficult to get into and be part of, but overall, like $100 is what it costs me to get into King of the Hammers. There's been rumors of you can do camping. You don't have to. So the $100 basically was entrance into Hammertown. So if you don't really have any desire to go into Hammertown, which it's just a money thing, you get the pits, so you do get that. If you got kids, it's cool to go see behind the scenes of the race teams, what they're doing, the cars, get up close, you can actually physically touch them, take pictures, whatever. All in all, though, it's just full of vendors. So really, you're paying $100 to go in to spend money. So if you're not going for, I mean, like I said, the pits are the cool part, but really, all in all, you're giving them money to go spend money. And if you're not going to spend money, I don't suggest doing Hammertown. I was told it was not offered to me. Obviously, corporate is coming and taking control of this and is pushing their narrative of, everyone needs to pay and we want to make our money. But I was told there is, it was like 20 or 30 bucks you could pay to camp, which I think again is bullshit. This is public lands. You already pay to fucking use them. So to come out here to camp on them, I think is a bit ridiculous to pay money. But that gives you the ability to be out here, experience the vibe, and be amongst the people and go wheeling around like you could the rest of the time of the year. I mean, you just can't go into Hammertown. And like I said, unless you, at least once, I wouldn't tell everyone to go in. I wandered through Hammertown a little bit. I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't do more, but there wasn't really much there. I did ride through Hammertown. I did do some videoing, but it wasn't the event in itself. The races, honestly, are a small part of King of the Hammers. It really is the people who come from all over. I have met people from Wyoming, Montana, Arizona, a lot of local people to Southern California, but all in all, that's what makes King of the Hammers what it is all the people coming from all over and just basically having a big party. Just a huge party in the desert. Like I said, it's like Burning Man. But all these people just constantly wheeling around. It's just awesome. And if you're into four-wheeling, I'm sure you've heard of King of the Hammers. If you've not heard of King of the Hammers, you're not into wheeling then. I totally suggest coming out and just experiencing it at least one time. It's definitely worth the travel. I drove actually quite a few hours to come out here. I was hoping some buddies would come with me, but everything kind of fell apart, and I just came out here pretty much by myself. But in the end, me and Hank have made some friends. I don't consider myself a social person, but apparently I've done pretty well out here. I've met some really cool people. I fell into a camp. I don't know. I was out by myself, and they kind of like surrounded me. But it was a Hispanic family. Well, I wouldn't say family, but a Hispanic group of friends and family that they kind of surrounded me, and I felt like I was like imposing on them. But really, in the end, I was there first. Not that it matters, but they were super awesome people. I wish we had been able to kind of chat a little bit more, but between running around and trying to experience everything, I didn't get to spend as much time with them. And then when I woke up this morning, they were gone. So I did, it was within a 30-minute time period, I noticed. So I actually jumped on the bike and I went out and I passed a couple of them on the way out of Hammertown. And I have these stickers. Hold on. My sister did up for me. So we got these really cool. I know it's backwards. It's because I'm filming it through the face deal. But anyhow, these are these stickers my sister made up. I'm super happy and thankful that she did that for me. But I've been handing out some of these. Anyhow, I went down to the end and I handed out. I wrote my number on the back of them and handed out to them. And They were super awesome people. Um, Offered me food and to come hang out and drink, and really awesome people. And that's just how this event has been to me, being from the outside. Though that particular group had come in here 10 years, 10 plus years. So a lot of really cool people. Um, um, Kind of rough around the edges, I would say maybe, but all in all, once these people get to know you, they're pretty open. So I do have to say, if you're in the four wheel world, I would totally suggest you coming to experience King of the Hammers. Absolutely. I've gone to Rubicon. I've gone to Fordyce. I've done all of that, and it's awesome. They all have their own thing they bring to the table, but I'm going to tell you right now, King of the Hammers is just his own thing. Like, what I experienced standing down in the middle of all the carnage in uh, Thunder, whatever, is, I don't know. It was awesome. I haven't experienced anything quite like that. The vibe you get from all the people on the outside, the spectators, I guess it would be, uh, was just awesome. The vibe you get is just awesome. So King of the Hammer, like I said, it's its own thing. But going to Rubicon for the Jeep Jamboree or whatever, it has its own environment or feeling. So if you like going to off-road events, this is definitely one of the ones I would plan to try to go to. Just try to bring people with you. If you're not a social person, you'll be on the outside looking in. You'll basically be watching everyone else having fun, and you're there watching everyone else having fun, but you're not involved in the fun actually happening. So I definitely suggest a group. Having some social people in the group would be amazing. And just go around and meet people. King of the Hammers is it's like a festival in itself. The race has ended hours ago, but the desert is alive. So that the party in itself has just started. So if you like wandering the desert and four wheeling in the middle of the night and just watching carnage and bullshitting with people, then this is the event for you. Like I said, everything's different. Jeep Jamboree, they all have their places and their own kind of people, and this is just, I've never experienced anything quite like this. You can go to Burning Man and everything. Everyone, it all have their own vibe and feel and peoples. Wow, I just watched this massive fire ignite. That's awesome. They all have their own feel and vibes, but as you wander around and get to know individuals and what they bring to the festival or the event, it's awesome. I've spent a lot of time talking to people, and there's been some amazing people I've met at King of the Hammers. And I just spent, I don't know, probably like 2 hours talking to this. Forgive me, I'm not trying to make you seem old or anything, but she had to be in her 60s. She's here with her son, who's my age. Uh, I'm sure that's the reason why she was here. I didn't really ask her. So her son is what drug her out here, but the fact that she's out here is just amazing. So that's just the kind of people that are out here that want to come and see and experience um, King of the Hammers. I've heard about it for years, and it's more attainable. So Burning Man's really hard. You gotta know people to kind of do that. That's kind of like a closed off ish event. Literally, you can show up here, you can buy a wristband, and you can be a part of all of what is going on. I mean, there's fireworks, there's anything and everything. We're in the middle of the desert right now, and and it's alive. It's just all these people, just with their UTVs and four-wheel drives. So back doors behind us. That is Chocolate Thunder, and then you got Turkey Claw, which is around the bend from us. You can't quite see it, and it's just all these people just moving. It's just insane. It's Burning Man in the same way, in that fashion, but really it's not, because it's almost like everyone's going to one place instead of just like a big party where everyone wanders. I mean, there's wandering out here, but there's like a specific destination. Last night was Chocolate Thunder. That was the night to go up there, but I'm like looking at Chocolate Thunder now, and I'm like, man, there's a lot more going on the following night than the actual night Chocolate Thunder was supposed to happen. So, Backdoor was Wednesday night, so we got all up in the carnage of Backdoor, and that was awesome.
You want a buddy?
Yeah, I want a buddy. That was awesome in itself, but well, that was a big.
You always make it weird. I just say normal things.
I just got these random people on the radio. Y'all want to be YouTube famous? I don't know how you started coming on to my radio, but I'm in the middle of doing a live stream, so we'll all be famous.
Maybe make it better so we wouldn't have to do this.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm sorry, whose Jeep was stuck into a drive?
Anyhow, there's so many people out here. The mix of everything, fireworks going off. This is just, I don't know, like I said, it's just craziness. You can turn the slide off. But if you like four-wheeling and you're about that life, then you need to come experience King of the Hammers. So I got a couple of homies I've been talking back and forth to would like to come do this next year. My boy Ziggy, he came out here last year, and yeah, he roughed it. He tent slept, and depending, it's hit or miss. So I've heard people come out here and had amazing times sleeping in a tent. This year, it's been in the 60s and 70s. Like right now, as I talk to you, it is 59 degrees. So it is quite warm out here, and it is a nice event. But my buddy was out here last year, and he said he froze his ass off. So it just depends on what's going on with nature. But I would just come prepared. I brought the van out this time. That helps. So I could have brought the pop-up tent on the back of the truck. Knowing the desert and the openness, wind sometimes is a problem, and wanting to get out and seek shelter. So that's why the choice of the van was made to come out into the desert. Is the wind, the weather, the abrupt changes. You can seek shelter in here. It's quite nice versus the pop-up tent. When you're in the desert and trying to do an event like this, sometimes it gets a little miserable. Like, I was over with my buddy earlier today, and we were over at the 40 bar. I'm underdressed for what's going on tonight. The wind is pretty bad. The wind's been bad during the day, and during the day is not the problem. It's at night. The wind chill gets a little... I don't like it. I hate the wind. I hate the rain right after the wind. So I was uncomfortable. Now that I'm back in the van, I'm tired. I'm not going back out tonight. This will be the third night. I can't do 3 nights straight of King of the Hammers in the mix of everything. It's just a bit much. So we're gonna hang out, watch the carnage and the craziness from a distance, and yeah, see what happens. I'll get back to you guys.